I'm Karan. I'm the founder of Tyke. Alongside me, Purav, who's my co-founder. We started this company around 18 months back, and here we are today at 2 lakh active users and announcing one of the first exits. So yeah, we've come a long way, but more importantly, I think it's one of the first few times I would say where a founder can proudly say that the entire cycle of an entire transaction has come to fruition. How does CSOP subscribing work? Very simple. CSOP is a contractual agreement between a subscriber and a startup. It basically gives you access to equity-based appreciation rights by the grant of stock appreciation rights, along with community benefits in the company in which you're participating. Let's take an example. Typically, all SARs are valued at a face value of 1,000 rupees. SARs entitle the grantee to receive value equal to the appreciation in the fair market value of the equity shares of the company, meaning that when you enter in the company, you come at an X value, and whatever is the appreciation in the value of the company, that also is directly proportional to the appreciation of your SAR value. So your 1,000 rupees SAR can go to 2,000, 3,000, or can even fall to maybe a 500, 600. But yes, it is directly proportional. What does exit look like? The way you can get an exit if you are participating in CSOPs is from 3 or 4 different methods. The first one being transfer of CSOPs. CSOPs can be partially transferable from one holder to the other. Tyke is working on creating a platform for facilitating this transfer through its application itself. This should be live very soon. This allows the control of an exit to be completely in your hands and basis demand and supply match. Involuntary exit, in case the company is going through activity in the form of M&A, winding up, CSOPs are involuntarily liquidated with liquidation priority at par with equity holders. Unfortunately, in this scenario, there is little to no control in our hands as a CSOP subscriber to control our exit. It is completely based on external circumstances like merger, acquisition, or winding up. And however the equity shareholders would be treated, we try to make sure that all the terms and all the rights are in line with that. Voluntary exit. This is a voluntary exit in the hands of the company. This allows the company to declare an exit. This is exactly what has happened in the case of Joules Health. So Joules Health has conducted a voluntary exit. The company has decided to buy back or purchase the CSOPs at fair market value while adhering to the floor multiple as defined in the CSOP agreement. So in case of Joules, Joules has not raised further rounds of financing after Tyke, hence the fair market value remains the same. However, in the contract, Joules had a 2x buyback option if he exercises the same within 1 year. And that option has been exercised. Hence, users who have got an exit have got an exit at 2x of the SAR value. So when they had put 1,000 as the SAR value, they got 2,000 back. Another very interesting thing we're doing right now, it's something called, it's a way in which the exit is controlled by you. You can unlock the purchase of 1 SAR at a minimum of a 1.5x return. This is all it's going to take is to complete a few steps, something very similar to a referral program, something very similar in terms of purchasing products of the company to basically help the startup grow. This is a work in progress. It has been launched for some brands, yet to be launched for the others. But we're confident we launch all the brands and all the offers in this particular aspect by end of April max. Now, very important question, since we're near the end of the year, end of the financial year, how does CSOPs work from a taxation point of view? So I've basically made this very simple graph, which says that for the startup at the time of subscribing, CSOP is shown as revenue or income. At the time of buying back or purchasing the SAR, it is shown as an expense. For you as a CSOP holder, it is an expense at the time of subscribing because you're subscribing to the community benefits of the company, and the company in turn is granting a SAR to you free of cost, not for the amount that you're putting in. And at the time of SAR purchase, which is when you get an exit, it is income for you and income from other sources. It is not income from capital gains. I would like to repeat that again. It is income from other sources. What we're also doing is you will receive an email from Tyke either on Monday or Tuesday EOD, where we will send you the entire taxation and accounting treatment of CSOP for you. So I think you can just send that forward to your accounting and your financial consultants in case you don't file your own return, or you don't maintain your own books, and they'll take care of the same basis that document. It is pretty self-sufficient. So now what we've done is we've actually collated a list of questions we got when we started this, when we basically announced this conversation, this webinar. So we basically made a list of all common questions that we got, or the most relevant questions we got with respect to this particular session. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll answer that. Can NRIs invest through Tyke? Technically, yes, but Tyke currently has not enabled the feature for foreigners or for money to come from outside India into India. In case you're operating from an NRO account, you can invest through Tyke. Is anything in taxation changing for angel investors after April 2023? This is not relevant for anybody who's made any transaction through Tyke. This rule is primarily for people who are investing through an AIF or are investing directly on the cap table of companies. So no, this is not relevant to any transaction done through Tyke. So the answer over here is no. And can we continue without taking an exit? Yes, you can continue without taking an exit in scenario number 1, which is where you can decide not to transfer, and scenario number 4, which means you can decide not to opt in for the benefits or the programs that the company is giving. In case you have met the criteria of an exit, the exit has to be fulfilled by the company and by Tyke. So involuntary and voluntary is where you cannot control your own exit. In the other two scenarios, you can control your exit. What we can do is, if there is any Q&A with respect to whatever we discussed till now, I'm okay taking it. So the first question we have is, if the SAR is if someone purchases a CSOP for 10,000 and gets an exit at 25,000, so for ITR, income from other source will be 15,000. That's 25 minus 10,000. Is that correct? I just checked with my team again. No, the income from other source will be the entire amount, not the difference. The appreciation is the multiple on which you're getting an exit, but the income from other source will be on 25,000 rupees, which is the entire amount of money you're taking in. If you're an entity which shows expenses in your books of accounts, then at that point of time you can clearly show CSOPs as a CSOP expense and take that as an expense. But from income from other source, it'll be on the entire amount that you're receiving back and not the difference. Big apologies for that. Why is Tyke not publishing the different numbers, which is profit, run rate, etc., pertaining to startups? So if you have subscribed to CSOPs, we do have a periodic update that the company shares with Tyke, and Tyke sends that forward. In that, the company chooses to declare whatever information it wants and the numbers it wants. Unfortunately, because the information is available on the public domain, we cannot force the company, or the company is not sometimes we're not going to declare the same, but we make sure that all the growth, all the numbers are at least shown either in figures or in a percentage basis as compared to the previous period to understand the health of the company. So we always make sure that uh, if the numbers are not declared, at least a percentage or a comparison with respect to last month or last quarter or last year is very evidently shown. So I think uh, the intention is also to the intention of an update report is to understand the health of the company, and I think we try to solve for that with the comparison method. Who will pay the money on exit? Is it Tyke or Joules? The money is paid by Joules, not Tyke. Tyke will merely facilitate that transaction and from Joules to all the subscribers. Tax on CSOP is going to be based on income from other source, which will be determined as per your tax slab. It could be anywhere between 5 to 30%. So if you have paid 10K and the exit is at 25K, the income is 25K and not 10K. So income from other sources, the amount will be 25,000 rupees and not 10,000 rupees and not even 15,000 rupees. So whatever you receive on exit, that entire amount is taxed as per income from other source. Hi, Siddharth.
Hi, Karan. How are you doing?
Doing well, Siddharth. Thank you so much for coming in.
So giving us the opportunity to talk to my community actually.
Yes, for sure. So Siddharth, firstly, big congratulations uh, for uh, for completing a cycle of CSOPs on Tyke, I would say. Uh, would love to take up some really interesting points in this discussion. Firstly, I think it's very important if I give a brief to our users in terms of what our journey has been like. So Siddharth came in first on Tyke and did 2 private CCD rounds. Uh, I think through those rounds he realized the value of the community. Went in for a CSOP. I think that was his biggest round on Tyke, and then after that I think we have been working with Siddharth for invoice discounting since approximately 3 months now. So, and that's when Siddharth has also announced a partial exit for his SARs. So Siddharth would love to understand a couple of things. Firstly, uh, why did you choose to do a CSOP as compared to traditional angel investing or taking money from VCs?
See, Karan, the thing is, when we started, when I think when I came to Tyke, we were in a very desperate situation. COVID just was over, and a lot of things were there. So the thing was, at that point of time, any funds that could get in would have been like a breather for us. We could survive. So the first CCD campaign happened, and honestly, I think after the first campaign, we saw a slight spike in the sales,
Yeah.
and that is we didn't realize that how to work out this sales spike, because that was a COVID time, so we couldn't relate it to Tyke's community, honestly. So that is when I said, okay, I want to do this campaign, because still in the first campaign there were hardly any people who have invested. But then in the second campaign, certainly the investment was more, but the sales was respectively the sales were much more, because the people who have invested, I think they talked about the product, or they actually pushed they particularly purchased the product. So we saw again a sharp spike in the sale, and that is when I realized, so whenever I'm going live on the Tyke platform, that is when the sales are spiking. So that is when I realized, okay, what you are trying to build, it's after effect. The money that entrepreneurs are getting is one thing, that is positive side, but then the community that is built around the brand, that is the most crucial part, because that is a long-term investment that Tyke is doing on our behalf. That we have a set community wherein if we want to launch a new product, we talk about that product to the community, and the word spreads out automatically. So that was one very particular thing that was really great. And I think in last 4 months, I've been hearing about the community, a lot of feedbacks and everything. A lot of investors call and check on how you're doing. They personally call on our customer care landline and then connect to me, because I have told them, whoever is calling from on behalf of Tyke and wants to connect to me, just connect to me, because I love to hear the feedback on what they want to suggest. So one of the investor, he connected me to Zepto and he connected me to Swiggy. So these are the things that are, and today you have been seeing the Swiggy invoices that comes, right? So yeah, so these are the benefits that we get with this community. And in last 3 months, we have introduced new product, which is a mass market product, 20 rupee energy drink, which is healthy and zero sugar. And it's moving. In last 3 months, we have sold somewhere around 1 lakh boxes. That is 25 lakh bottles in 3 months time. So these are the numbers, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of community members have bought the product directly, indirectly, I don't know, but then that's the thing that's happening here. And that is when we were able to generate some profit. Last year, we closed in our books in profit. So we thought it's time to return back something that we have taken a lot, but yeah, it's time to return something back, so that at least they also know that someone is doing really good. Because I mean, current scenario, a lot of things, a lot of situations are not in favor of the startups, you know. But to be honest, we feel lucky that Tyke is our partner, and it's not only that you're partnering with us to generate fund, you're also guiding us when to do and what to do with respect to keeping the cap table right and keeping us in shape for the future. So those are the best part. Baki the rest, all you know the story.
No, absolutely, Siddharth. I think it's been a great journey. Just to, I think it's very important we also share some details of what the entire uh, uh, SAR SAR cycle or a CSOP cycle for Siddharth has been like. I believe Siddharth conducted the CSOP campaign on 10th of March. Uh, Around 850 people participate. 10th of March 2022, not 2023, guys. 2022, which is last year. And the campaign ended somewhere around 1st of April. Around 850 people participated in the CSOP campaign that Joules conducted. They ended up raising somewhere around 1.5 crore rupees from Tyke. At that point of time, I think Siddharth just did not launch energy as a product as well. I think it was still in the pipeline. And now I think again March, approximately 1 year later, is when Siddharth closed his books in profit and now has given an exit. So what Siddharth has done is Siddharth has exercised his voluntary exit option of 2x within 12 months since the campaign closes. And he has done that in parts. So Siddharth has taken the option of 2x for 20% of the value of every single subscriber on Tyke, who has basically come in through a CSOP. So 20% of everybody's entire CSOP portfolio has been purchased by Joules at 2x the value. So they continue to hold 80% of their portfolio. So Siddharth, would love to know, yaar, 80% portfolio बचा है, क्या कर रहे हो उसके साथ? How can we help you as a community grow the business, grow the sales? What are the milestones for us as a community that you want us to help you grow? And then I know for a fact you'll reward us for that.
No, I'm glad that I'm part of the community. See, our plan is very aggressive now. So we want to close the next year. Currently, last year we closed at profit books, but now this year we want to generate volumes, and we're looking to touch somewhere around 10 to 12 crore revenue. Everything is in the pipeline. We have the right product, and the pipeline is also very strong. We are looking to launch our snacks category again. As I was telling you, the healthy snacks category, which is going to grow very fast. We have just come up with some patented product wherein the trans fat of those snacks are almost zero. So that category is going to come in the month of September. And prior to that, in next month, we are launching our hydration drink. So again, it's a patented product. So what we are trying to do is we are trying now for us, our objective is to build up the volume and increase the valuation numbers. And then we are looking to give second part of exit to our CSOP holders in future. And I hope you're going to guide us in the right way on
So
this.
what do you, so Siddharth would love to understand currently currently I think the entire focus uh, of Joules is achieving distribution at scale, right? I believe
Yes.
B2B and B2C both now have been channels which you're optimizing. So
Yes.
as 850 people and other people who have who probably want to get a hold of your CSOPs in the secondary market later, what should we do starting today, or how can we basically help
Uh,
to the brand?
as Karan, for this, I think as we were discussing, our idea is that if the community can help us promote the word in the
Yeah,
community. So if anyone who so probably we will be able to, so this is particularly focused on our D2C because that way we can track what
sure.
is the revenue generation through the community, and can we return it in a certain way, what we discussed as
Yeah.
planned. So we will be able to provide you with a certain codes which can be redeemed on the our website. That gives us an exclusive certain level of discount to the community members.
Yeah. So
And
the community
people who,
guys have the ability of the community members coming in through Tyke are getting the best deal throughout all marketplaces available, where the product is available, and at the same time, we're able to financially also benefit with their SAR value increasing. Is that correct?
yeah, exactly. So if let's say if a community member pushes the code to the 5 people and those 5 people come back to my platform and buy it, then we have a record of it, and then certainly we can give an option of community member to hold the CSOP, or he can sell us those CSOP entirely to us at a particular level,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah. Very cool, very cool. And so Siddharth would love to understand, especially for me, because I can think of my friends and I can think of people who work at Tyke alongside me. What is currently the ideal persona? Like, who is your like? What is your user drinking today? Uh, and what is he drinking today? And how do we get him to use an energy or your healthy snack categories coming in later?
See, Karan, all our product are based on one philosophy that we want to make it healthy.
Okay.
Okay, every day-to-day snacks, every day-to-day drinks that you take in the market, which are available, affects your health. But our philosophy is that whatever you're going to buy from our basket is never going to affect your health. In fact, it's going to add on to your health. Like our drink Knocked,
Yeah.
NOCD, you don't get sugar in it, but you get amino acid, which is a very vital ingredient for your body to keep your muscles,
Is it
restore your
fair to
muscle.
say, that anybody who today is drinking a Red Bull or drinking pre-workouts uh, is probably going to want to shift to a NOCD? Is that a correct assumption?
I would say if anyone who's drinking Red Bull shifts to my product, will always see a benefit and value for money in terms of good health, better health, okay, and no side effects. Like when you are having Red Bull for longer duration, there are a lot of side effects that are proven, recorded, everything. So those things are not going to be there with our products.
So
So
got
our
it. So basically, the way I look at it is anyone who's drinking Red Bull in my circle, I if I get him to switch to NOCD, number one,
I
it's
will
good.
buy your SARs immediately.
Yeah, it's good for me financially, but more importantly, I think it helps Joules, and more importantly, that's going to be an easier referral for me as well as a
Yes.
holder, because he's
Yes.
already using some sort of a energy drink, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, and what would that be for energy, which is your latest product, which you moved so much? Would that
See,
be Gatorade replacement? How would I look at that?
see, if you're drinking a soft drink,
Okay,
don't drink that. Drink my energy because it's a 20 rupee, very much affordable.
okay, yes,
Okay, that's the best part of energy. What we were getting a lot of inquiry कि सर आपका product 110 रुपए का है महंगा है. So can we? So and these inquiries were coming from the tier 2 and tier 3 town where these youth people are there and they want to match up that trendiness, right? So now they are drinking a Sting or these aerated soda, but all these are unhealthy. So we thought that why can't we make this category a healthy product and give it to our end user? And I think we look, see, Karan, 3 months, 1 lakh bottles, 1 lakh boxes, that is 25 lakh bottles sold. Okay, is a good number for any new brand which is entering the beverage segment. So
yes.
we were really happy that customers are accepting and they are wanting it. Our average repeat order from a outlet is 3 days, not 1 week, 2 week, is 3 days. So anywhere we are, and currently we are in somewhere around 10,000 stores. Our target is to reach somewhere around 1 lakh store in next 1 year. So that is why we are increasing our field team, and uh, we can ensure that in a short span of time you'll be seeing your this product in which you have invested in next outlet which is next to your home.
So very interesting, especially because you have two different types of beverages which serve very different use cases and are at very different price points. So it's a very different audience we're trying to cater to each other. Because the way I look at it, the way I think about it, uh, it's a I am trying to get my friends hooked onto something healthier, who either drink Red Bull or drink Monster or drink Coke or Sprite. So something like that.
Right.
Absolutely. No, makes sense. And I just over this conversation can think of around 10 friends of mine which are stuck in that rut of Coke, Sprite, Red Bull, Monster, who may be looking for a healthier alternative. So definitely makes sense. What we do, Siddharth, is we need to quickly get together, probably early next week, figure out the plan and launch it for our users. Uh, that's something we'll do for all the users, so that uh, they can also start testing the products, and B, also helps Joules as a brand grow sales, and eventually benefits the community as well. And that's what we built CSOP for.
Yeah.
But no, Siddharth, thank you so much for coming in here, for basically helping us set up this conversation, and more importantly, uh, continue to have the CSOP subscribers be a part of the journey. What we'll do is we'll set up the plan, and we'll also pass on some more information to the users about the types of products available, right? I think there is some lack of information there which we need to solve for. And then
Yeah, sure.
and then as you said, right, whenever your campaign is live on Tyke, you do see a sales spike, and I hopefully the idea is how can we maintain that spike throughout.
I'm looking forward for that spike to increase this time.
Yeah. If anyone has any questions for Siddharth, you can please drop it, and we can hear Siddharth's answers uh, with respect to his company, the exit, the CSOP plan, whatever it is. So please do that. So a very interesting question has come in, Siddharth, which is that what is the current valuation of Joules? I understand Joules has not raised equity financing uh, since its angel, which is before Tyke. So that is not the current. I don't think that question is relevant, but I'll make it more relevant for you in terms of what was Joules doing in terms of revenue when CSOP campaign happened vis-a-vis today. We can just give like a, yeah, I'm okay if you share like a percentage number. You don't have to necessarily share the number, but the idea is to show people that or to basically disclose that?
Karan, a very simple number in from the CSOP date till date, we have grown our MRR from anywhere from 1x to 6x.
Wow. So there's a 6x increase in monthly growth.
Monthly
600%.
revenue. And this year we are looking to close it at 12x revenue over the last year, which was profitable. We want to close this year into profits, but the idea is to focus more on the revenue. So I don't know whether profitability will be the thing, but our eyes are very closely watching the bottom line as well as the expenses. So we want to close it in profit, but yes, definitely revenue-wise, we'll be closing at somewhere around 12x.
Very cool. Very cool. Will the very interesting question has come in? Will the codes work for CCD investors as well? Yes, the codes will also work for them.
Definitely, we'll allow all our community members to get into this campaign and contribute.
And just to give you a heads up, Joules is also planning a very interesting exit for the CCD holders as well. That's something that's already in the works. So CCD guys, do not think we are not thinking about you. You guys are on the top of our head, and that's something we're planning for the coming FI. So the referral codes will work for anybody who has used or has participated in any Joules campaign throughout. Apart from bill discounting, of course. So anybody who's done a CCD and a CSOP, the codes will work for you. Very interesting question, Siddharth. Quite a interesting answer, which even I want to know is, your products currently are not available on DMart, Reliance, or any of the offline stores. How can I experience your products?
Okay, see, the challenge with our listing at these stores are a huge cost that comes with. Okay, so when we are I'll give you a simple example. We had a very close conversation with Metro Cash and Carry, and they were ready to they were happy to put our product, and they were assuming somewhere around 7 to 8 CR revenue from our product only. But then certainly the last moment cost of marketing comes in play, that they want it in upfront. And see, we are a brand which are working with respect to, we earn our bread every day kind of a thing. Okay. So we thought that it's better not to go to those brands right now, because right now we are in need of them. Let them come to us later when we are. So that's where we are trying to build the community. We are investing more in the community rather than investing there. Because what happens is when they are coming to us, sorry
to cut you. I'll make it pretty quick. Tier 1 guys, tier 1 folks, how can they use your product or get access to it? Tier 2, how can they get access to it? Tier 1 is your Zepto, Swiggy of the world. What is it?
They can just come to my website and order it.
Yeah.
In fact, same goes for everyone. Everyone can come to my website and order it.
Yeah. So guys, the first answer is that it is a D2C brand. So why don't you start purchasing the products, which if you give us a week, we'll start sharing the referral codes as well. So you can also get the best deal online if possible as well. So number one is always going to be the website that Joules runs. It's called Joules. Siddharth, please tell them the website.
Jouleshealth.com.
Jouleshealth.com. We'll also put that in the description. I'd request Anu to do so. I believe you're also now available in quite a few retailers, right? So what's that about?
Yeah, we are available with Swiggy. We are available with Blinkit, and now we are trying to tap and close Zepto. So we will be available with these stores on door delivery stores, and plus we are also in talking terms with Hyatt and Oberoi. So you will very soon find us in their hotel fridges also.
Very cool. So currently, I think Blinkit, Swiggy, and soon Zepto, and right. So this one's very interesting. What does future fundraise for Joules look like? Are you planning on raising more funds? And if yes, what does that look like?
See, if we are going to go for any fundraise, I will give a first option. I will choose first option of CSOPs here, because that way, at least I can return the money. Whenever I have profits, I can return it to the community, and the community gets built up. Because our long-term goal is to go for a IPO. Okay, so this community will play a very vital role during that time. So I want to build the community here. So yes, if any future fundraise happens, definitely we would love to engage the community here. Post that, then definitely I will discuss with Karan what are the future, how can we make the future better for everyone.
No, definitely. I think a business like Joules, I think the margins are very healthy, which also allows Joules to. If you ever look at the Tyke app, you'll see that we're working with almost 1 week of Joules per week, right? 1 bill of Joules per week, and that's only increasing with time in terms of the volume. So Joules as a business is moving a lot of inventory currently, with on healthy margins. So even I think debt is a great option for Joules in the long run. But more importantly, yes, Siddharth has expressed interest to also do another CSOP campaign soon, which we will plan for him. And yes, the long run goal is definitely uh, listing the beverage brand uh, uh, on the securities market. I think that's all, Siddharth, with respect to the questions. Thanks for your time. Thanks for coming in. I think the homework for you and for me is that we need to prepare the referral plan, launch it for all the users, which we will do within 1 week, and let's see what our users have to say about the products. I think that'll be great feedback.
Great. Looking forward, and I'm glad that I've been associated with Tyke, and the results are really fruitful for, I think, the community as well as for us. So thank you.
Great guys, great guys. Thank you so much for coming in. Please don't forget to join our WhatsApp channel and Discord community to know more about what we're doing and to get daily updates about the next Joules campaign, the referral plan, and also the next bill we're discounting for Joules. So thanks for
Thank
coming in,
you.
Siddharth. And take
Thank
care.
you.
Bye bye.
Have a great day, guys. Have